Here's the 5 templates you get as a lifetime member of Better Sheets. So in Better Sheets, you have a few options. You have the option to pay monthly, and what you get out of that is a bunch of tutorials, literally like over 600 tutorials. They're in more than 30 courses, and you do actually get an AI formula generator absolutely free as a monthly member. And each of the videos that you see on Better Sheets down below, if there's a spreadsheet involved, you'll be able to access that spreadsheet, except there are some premium templates. Now, these templates are very interesting for a lot of different reasons, and I'm going to go into 5 of them that you get as a lifetime member, not as a monthly member. So the first one is Sheet Ops. It's sort of the newest, biggest template that I've created, and it's to manage workflows if you're doing operations or you're assigning tasks to yourself or others. So this is great for owner-operators who are doing things themselves, or even if you have a small team or a large team where you say, hey, you need to take care of this in this particular day, and you can set up Google Tasks that will quickly go to your phone and combine with Google Calendar, but also you can delegate tasks to others. That is by simply assigning something to someone who you've set up here in the settings, is like, here's their name, here's their email address, and then you can quickly add them on a Google Calendar event for that task on that due date. There's some other things you can do, like quickly email someone, WhatsApp them, Telegram them, even SMS them from here. You can send them emails that are follow-ups, update requests, quick reminders, or even completed. Really, really cool to stay on top of things that you may be doing daily, weekly, or monthly, and you have others helping you or doing them, and either maybe they're responsible for them and you're accountable for them. And how do you manage that? This is how you manage it. This is really cool, and it's a really awesome spreadsheet that you get for free as a lifetime member. Next one is a very much older spreadsheet that I created very early on, and it's specifically to help newsletter creators manage content that they're finding along the internet. And so this will create a bookmarklet for you, which is in Google Chrome bookmarks. You can take a URL that you're on, any article you're on, any blog post you're on, anywhere, click one button and it'll send it over to a Google Sheet to save that URL and add any notes or anything. So this one, actually, it is for newsletter operators, but creating this bookmarklet is really awesome for any researcher or anyone who's doing market research, or you're trying to find competitors, you're trying to do SEO, anything like that. This is really, really good for that. Even though you're not necessarily sending out a newsletter of curated links, this is really good for just that bookmarklet. But if you are running a business and you're marketing your business, Sell Daily is a spreadsheet that at its first blush might not look like much. It is a list of 366 words that are persuasive, that are salesy, and it has an example of each one, and it has a button next to it that says tweet, and it includes this word, so you can start tweeting a particular message. But under the hood, this is probably one of the most powerful, most interesting spreadsheets I've ever created, because you end up putting in your product or your business as a description. You can go over here, just a simple description. You can even put a URL in here. Put in an API key for a AI, for OpenAI specifically. And every single day, what it's going to do is it's going to take this particular word, take this example, take your description of your company, and then it will generate 3 pieces of content for you: a tweet, a LinkedIn post, and a Facebook ad example. And it's going to email you that. And you can literally copy paste that, edit it, whatever you want, tweet it right away with the URL of the product or business that you're promoting. I use this nearly every day. It actually sends it to me every single day, but sometimes I'll do some batch tweeting, some batch LinkedIn posts. This is really awesome, and it's really, really powerful. I personally use this. It's awesome and has some really great examples of words that I might not necessarily think of as salesy words or marketing words, but it shows you a very specific example, and then using AI to generate an example for your own business is really, really cool. The next sheet I want to share with you is a very powerful tool as well. It's called Bigger Brain, and what people get out of this is what you can do is take existing content that you've written from your own experience or your own business or job and say, hey, what else can I add to this to make it one longer? So sometimes we'll have like a 300 to 500 word little article that just sort of says, here's how to do something, or here's what I did, or an update to our business. But there's other things you can do with that particular content to put it into a different context or to add more context. For example, you can find a quote from someone who's an expert. You can create a too long didn't read. It's just a little bullet point summary. You can even suggest other reading or other listening. You can even suggest communities to join. And one of my favorite ones here is the FAQ generator. A beginner might ask, you know this content, you know it so well, you experienced it, but someone who doesn't know it might have very interesting questions that we didn't think of. So this FAQ generator is really, really useful for creating better content. So it's called Bigger Brain, but what the outcome is that you create better content for your blog, for LinkedIn posts, for anything where you're posting something and you just need a little bit extra. You need more stuff to do. There's even a quiz maker, so you can say, just generate a multiple choice question. And this really helps people who are reading it retain that information so much better. I think it's really awesome. And two ways to use this. One, you can generate just from literally copy and pasting text into here, and it'll give you the output. But also, you can put a Google Doc URL here, and it will literally just add text to the bottom of the Google Doc. So if you're writing an article in a Google Doc, and you're like, I have all the formatting, I have all this stuff in here, and I just want to add more sections, this is the perfect way to do it. It will generate that content from your content. And I think this is also one of the most perfect ways to use AI, not to generate the content, but to generate more interesting reading for users around this content. You can even put in a list of posts or videos that you have of your own content, and what it'll do is it will actually suggest more of that. So this is that suggest more of mine, or suggest videos to watch. And it will give you a reason, or at least the user a reason to say, hey, you read this article, go watch this video because of this example. I think this is one of the most interesting use cases of AI and Google Sheets, and every lifetime member gets this for free. If you're selling your own sheets, you're creating sheets that you're selling, then Only Sheets is the perfect product for you. It will generate basically a paywall. Like you create a paywall like on Zapier or Stripe or Gumroad or PayHip, for example, and you give them a link to your sheet. Well, what Only Sheets does is it puts a paywall right between that. So it says, hey, anytime someone's going to pay us, we're just going to add them and them only as a viewer of the sheet. And that's what Only Sheets does. It's free for every lifetime member of Better Sheets, and it integrates with so many apps. So even if you're not selling a sheet, you can give access to sheets very specifically. So even if you're like selling a service on Stripe and you're saying, hey, every time someone gets consulting from me for 1 month or 2 months, I want to onboard them with this particular Google Sheet, but I only want to give them this particular Google Sheet when they pay. You can automate that with Only Sheets. And even more cooler is you can generate a unique Google Sheet or Google Docs or Google folder. It will create a unique one each time someone pays. So if you have a very high price consultancy and you're like, hey, I want to create a unique Google Sheet from a template every single time I get a new client, Only Sheets will help you automate that. You can give away freebies, high priced consulting, or sell individual templates as a product. All through Gumroad, I like to do through Gumroad, but you can do other things. You can connect other apps. So beyond the $9 a month for just the tutorials and the academy and the courses and some spreadsheets that you can see when you're watching those videos, there are some really awesome templates that are available only to lifetime members, or you can buy them separately. You can buy each of the things I mentioned here separately over at bettersheets.co/tools. Here's a list of all of the products we have and their prices, But again, lifetime members get these absolutely free. You're watching Better Sheets here on YouTube. Make sure you check out this video or this video and subscribe right now to get more tips, tricks, how-tos, get more out of your Google Sheets than you ever have before. I'm excited to be making a ton more videos here. Ask me questions down in the comments and I will answer them in future videos. But for right now, right here, one of these videos is going to be your next Google Sheet.